G'day guys, this is Captainoob here today with the Junkies handmade rifle from the Nuke World DLC. Now that you see here, I've dosed myself up in all the chems and gotten the addictions on them, so I've got 13 out of 13 addictions, which means this weapon's damage output is going to be the absolute highest it can be. So let's get into it. I've got it coloured as the pack colour because it's the most nonsensical paint ever. And it makes as much sense as doing all these chems to make your damage better, so it kind of fits. Not my favourite colour scheme, it looks pretty friggin' terrible in my opinion, but whatever. The pack are a bunch of weirdos anyway, what would they know about good colours? So, obviously the handmade rifle is a very high performance weapon already, and this will only magnify its effects to some point where it'll just be really powerful. There we go. Don't have to really say much, this weapon is pretty much doing the talking for me. It's just a very ludicrously overpowered weapon at this point. You can easily see that it does well in mobbing with that high ammo capacity and high fire rate. It's a very good weapon. But again, if you're not into the drawbacks that being addicted to 13 things brings, then you might want to give this weapon a miss. I guess it's up to you whether you think the cost is enough to justify the damage of this weapon or whether you'd rather something else. But it's doing a very good job, so who knows. We'll go find some monsters now. And we are fighting Swan first. Who would have guessed? Matilda thought it was funny at least. We'll get in as many sneak attack criticals as we can. We'll just hose him down with this. Move away a bit because he is fast approaching. We don't have as much endurance as we usually have, so getting hit by him is probably more penalising than it usually is, so we gotta keep that in mind. This again ties back to whether you think the cost of getting this weapon to its damage is worth it for the amount of damage you output. But as you can see there, it drops one very, very quickly. And he appears to be stuck inside that train carriage. That's even better. You know what? That is the coolest pose ever. I'm going to screenshot that. We'll move on to something else. Alright, so since his bloody ghoul killed me so many times last time, let's go get chemmed up and show him what for. He's actually picked a fight with these bugs, which we'll use to our advantage here. One thing about this weapon is it actually is more efficient at staggering him, as you won't be shooting most of your bullets during the stagger, so you'll have plenty of bullets left over when the stagger's finished, if you know what I mean. Splat. How do you like me now, you son of a bitch? So there you go, that was a dead ghoul. We'll move on to something else now, I reckon. Maybe something of the Deathclaw variety. Alright, so we're down here in the glowing sea on the 4th level of hell, and I think I saw a Deathclaw up there. We'll firstly have a warm-up by taking out a big ol' red scorpion. Now we've got to find this big lizard somewhere before the rads get us. It should be around here somewhere now. I could have sworn I saw him before. That is not the Deathclaw I'm looking for. A lot of legendary creatures out here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of pest control before we take on the big Deathclaw. Hate more rats. For those of you unfamiliar what it's like living in Australia, Think of it like this, the glowing sea but without all the radiation. Basically everything here wants to kill ya. Including giant insects that come out of nowhere. I'm telling the truth, guys. Oh, I hear him somewhere. And right on cue, here's a big old Deathclaw. And it'll probably be pretty easy to take this dude down. First of all, just got to get rid of his cronies, and then just sneak attack him until he's dead. Question is, what target to go first? Obviously, it's going to be the big guy. We'll just do a big old mag dump on him. Kill him very quickly. So, as you can see from that, a very effective weapon when used with stealth and against multiple enemies at the same time. So there you go, pretty good weapon. What is this, Mythic Deathclaw? No, Albino. He goes dead. So there you have it. Just a reminder, if you want this weapon for yourself, obviously going to need the Nuke World DLC, but the mod is called Peter Hicks's Upgrade to Crafting mod. So available for every platform. Pick it up on whatever platform you play. Thanks for watching, guys.